All right, good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Black Friday night. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports for You. Live on YouTube. I'm John. Nick Freeze is on the way. Marcus away on assignment this weekend. He'll be back with us next week. So safe traveling graces for Mark as he's on his way. You'll probably be seeing where he's at on social media in a matter of days. So make sure you're following Mark on Twitter at High on Mark1 and on Instagram at High on Mark to see what Mark is up to while he's away from the show on the night. Nick Freeze will be here in a little while, but we are live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. So make sure you subscribe to Sports4U Podcast on YouTube. What up, Father? At Sports4U Podcast on YouTube. Like us on Facebook at Sports4U Podcast. Follow us on X and Instagram at Sports4U Podcast. You can follow yours truly at John Watson 0984 on X and Instagram. Follow Mark on Instagram at High Mark1 on X, or follow Nick on X and Instagram at 99 Gorilla. You also get your Sports4U merch. We're working on the new Sports4U patches right now, coming real soon. So when we get the AOK to start promoting these, you'll be seeing some of these. What up, AC? Wow, yeah. Wait till Nick gets here. We'll get his thoughts because obviously that was just a tough loss for the Raiders. As a Broncos fan, I find joy in it, but as a football fan, you hate losing games, especially on dumb penalties and just blunders, and which happened to the Raiders tonight. I mean, I should say today, as they played the Kansas City Chiefs on the Black Friday game on Prime Video. What up, Sam? Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everyone had a safe Thanksgiving on yesterday, and a safe Black Friday if you went out into the stores. What up, Bella? And hope everything was well for everybody. So let's get into yesterday. I hope when everybody Thanksgiving was. My Thanksgiving was pretty interesting. I didn't have the typical Thanksgiving like I would normally do, but what up, Christy? Matter of fact, Christy, I don't know where you at. By the way, shout out to Christy. She was on location yesterday in the 313 at Ford Field supporting her Bears against the Lions. And obviously the Bears made big news today, so we'll definitely talk about that. I sent over the Connect, Christy, if you want to join in to talk about, get everything you're obviously as a Bears fan who watched what happened in real time. So so let's just, get into it. Obviously yesterday I didn't really catch a lot of football yesterday because yesterday was my daughter's birthday. And we as a family, me and my mom and my daughter's mom and her older sister took her to Disneyland, and it was a fun trip. First time I had been back to the happiest place on earth since she was 2. So we took her for her second birthday. What up, Laker girl? Give me a second. We'll see. Give me a second. Let's get Nick here first. I'm gonna get Nick on first, and then we'll see. Get you on probably. But yeah, that's the way it was looking like tonight. Yesterday for me, I spent a lot of day at Disney Channel. I mean at Disney World, Disneyland yesterday, and it was a good trip, and it was a fun experience again. And I think my daughter had a really happy 8th birthday on yesterday. As far as the football, I didn't get to see much, but I saw all the highlights, so I saw what went down with all 3 home teams winning on yesterday: the Lions, the Cowboys, and the the Green Bay Packers. So we'll start there. Christy's gonna join us in a little bit to give her thoughts on what happened with the Bears. They lose yesterday 23-20 to their NFC North rival Detroit Lions. And obviously for another game, another blunder. Oh, what up, Cody? Where Mark? He crying over them. Nah, he on assignment. He gonna be on assignment tonight. That's funny though. Georgia is losing to Georgia Tech 17-6, but it really doesn't matter because they're going to the SEC championship next week. They await either Texas or Texas A&M. So they're pretty much treating this like week 18 before the NFL playoffs. Um, Obviously the game, everyone's talking about what happened at the end of the game. Caleb Williams takes a sack and he ends up turning it to third and forever. And obviously it, as the clock is just ticking, ticking, tick, 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 ticking. Matt Eberflus is doing nothing. He's not calling a timeout. He's not getting the guy coming up with a strategy to put them pretty much in better field position to try to tie a game with a field goal from Cairo Santos. But it just was a total blunder again by Matt Eberflus, and then his explanation in the post game didn't help either. Didn't help either. Told Mel Kiper, I'm calling us about draft stuff during the show. Sorry about that. Can't be sleeping on the bumble. Cody says, can't be sleeping on the bumblebees. Yeah, he's gonna. Oh yeah, he's going to play in the snow. Oh, hey, yo, Cody, that's wild. And here comes Fat in the building. Obviously, one of our resident Bears fan, yeah, his ass is going. That's where I'm gonna get to. The news today: Matt Eberflus fired as the head coach of the Chicago Bears. New offensive coordinator Thomas Brown will officially be their new will be their interim coach for the remaining of the season. Of course, this is just a disaster. I mean, for the Bears, they obviously have Caleb Williams. They signed DeAndre Swift and Roman Dunze signed DeAndre Swift, acquired Keenan Allen in a trade, and obviously it just has been have had their really some bad losses. Sam says deep down after yesterday's screw up, Eberflus knew he was going to be terminated. I don't think so because they didn't terminate him after the first one. Well, it shouldn't have took this long. And people like Christy and Fat will tell you this dude should have been fired a long time ago. Like Mark just hit up the group chat saying that Georgia's defense is overrated. So a lot of people, there's not a lot of people who agree. There's no obviously no surprise that it happened, but it took long enough. Yo, Christy, you gotta relax with that comment. Um, oh man, that was a wild comment, Christy. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the Bears because obviously we don't know who's going to be the next coach. Obviously, what kind of coach they're going to be looking for. Obviously, you probably want an offensive coach to try to coach Caleb, and obviously the coach Caleb and the crew. But hopefully, they find the right coach, that can develop Caleb, and obviously get the Bears back on the right track, and hopefully be a playoff team. But it's been like this for a while. They've not had a good track record with these coaches and developing the quarterbacks because they kept the coaches a year too long. It was this. A lot of people felt that Eberflus shouldn't even been back. Why are you bringing him back? And he's pretty much was a dead man walking. He wasn't going to be the long-term coach. Clearly, you got a new coach, you got a new coordinator. I mean, you got a new quarterback, new coordinator, and that's another blunder I think they did was not hiring Cliff Kingsbury, the former Texas Tech coach, former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, who is now the current offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. Why didn't they just hire him? Who obviously, for those who don't know, while he was away from coaching, as far as I say he's the worst coach in Bears history, he was a offensive consultant with USC under Lincoln Riley and was coaching Caleb Williams while he was at USC. Fat said they should have hired Ben Johnson or Jim Harbaugh. Now that's interesting. Now, I think Ben Johnson was going to be very choosy about where he wanted to go as a head coach. But obviously with Harbaugh, he was a former Bear. Obviously he knows the NFC, and obviously it would have made perfect sense to bring Harbaugh back to be the coach of the Bears, but they didn't do it. So therefore, they were stuck with Eberflus, like I said, a coach that was pretty much already on the green mile. So, and now they obviously will miss the playoffs again, and hopefully to find the right coach again. Hopefully they find the right guy and he can develop Caleb, obviously, and bring the Bears back to whatever prestige they had. This is the first time the Bears, what up, Candace, have fired a coach in mid-season in their 100 years as a franchise. So they've had 100 years as a franchise, and the Bears have never did an in mid-season firing. But this was just way, way overdue because he did not deserve to be there. They should have got rid of him. You should have went and got a coach so him and Caleb could be in sync. It's the same where they screwed up with Justin Fields. They didn't bring in a coach that was to match with Justin Fields. They brought in a lame duck coach. I don't get it. He was not a good coach. I mean, and now the Bears are back at point A. So hopefully they'll find the right coach. But as far as the game, like I said, I didn't watch most of the game, but the way it ended, Caleb Williams can't give up that sack. Negative, you can't put yourself, if you want to help your team win, you can't put yourself behind the eight ball. You cannot have that sack was completely inexcusable. There's no way that that should have happened. That should have happened. Hold on. Yep, there we go. There was no way that should have happened. Inexcusable and just sad. But let's go ahead and look ahead to what's next. And that's the second game of the day, and that was the Cowboys and the Giants. That classic quarterback matchup of Drew. Well, originally it was to be Tommy DeVito versus Cooper Rush, but Tommy DeVito was dealing with a forearm injury, so he did not play. So it ended up being Drew Lock versus Cooper Rush. You gotta be kidding me. We thought before the season that it was bad enough that we were going to see Daniel Jones versus Dak Prescott, but Cooper Rush versus oh my God, versus Drew Lock. And I lived the Drew Lock experience being a Broncos fan. He was supposed to be the next quarterback for the Broncos. Another one that Sean Payton tried to draft. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. So now, that game was pretty much a waste of television space. The Cowboys won, and now you got Michael Parsons thinking that okay, we're not out of it yet. Let me be perfectly clear: the Dallas Cowboys season is over, and I got Jerry Jones saying he's not ruling out the possibility of them bringing back Mike McCarthy on a contract extension. Excuse me? A contract extension? Why don't you just if you really want to bring the dude back, you can hire him. You can sign him right now. If you really want this dude to be your coach of the future, but we know that's not going to happen. But let me take it back. It might happen because Jerry don't want to have a coach that's gonna clap back at him when he's wrong. And Mike McCarthy pretty much, he pretty much weaseled his way into getting the job. Jerry bought it. He had everyone thinking it was Kellen Moore's fault the way the offense was going because they passed too much. And now Mike McCarthy passes more than Kellen Moore. And look what Kelly Moore's doing. Nico! What? Yo! Look who's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Oh!
What it do, y'all?
That's what I'm talking about, man. The great Nick Freeze is surprise, some freaking prize. Nick Freeze in the building. You knew this? That's Miles and Nick.
What up, y'all?
Look who's back in the building. And look who's got a fresh cut right now. Say, what's up, Nico? What up? Let me be perfectly clear. I had no idea this was happening. I was expecting Nick back in the city on Tuesday. And wow, as soon as you pull up, look who pulls up. Ladies and gentlemen.
Christy in the building.
Are you
Come here?
Are you not happy?
We can't hear?
Okay,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now we can hear.
What up, y'all?
What up, Christy?
Look who's
What
back
up?
in the building. Look who's back in the building on Friday night.
Nick!
Freaky Friday.
What's going on? Nick?
What up?
Same old,
If
same
y'all hear
old.
screaming in the background, that's my child. She on Roblox.
It's all good. Nico's here, so we
I know Georgia's not losing to Georgia Tech.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They spotted them 17 points, dog. Georgia Tech is
No. Anyways,
I said this because Cody was like,
trap game.
no, I think because they're already in the SEC championship. I think they're treating this like week 18 right now. Basically, and the crazy part is they're playing the starters. It's not like they're benching anybody. No, they're just.
Your food is ready.
I don't want to lose to Georgia Tech.
They don't want to. That's in-city rivalry.
That ain't gonna work.
Christy
should be happy today.
Yes.
That's why she's here.
Oh, I'm very happy. Cause look, I was at the game yesterday, right? And I knew the
let's set it up. For those who don't know, Christy had I want to say boots on the ground. She had J's on the ground in Detroit yesterday. She was at Bears Lions on Thanksgiving, representing for her Bears, and she saw the devastation live in real time. Christy, the floor is yours.
Like I said, I had the Bears losing anyway because Detroit's like one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. But, the past couple of weeks, ever since that Hail Mary game, Matt Eberflus has been finding the most stupidest ways to lose games for us. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is not surprising. It's just frustrating that the whole world saw in real time how effed up we are. Like, it still don't make sense to me when you have 32 seconds left on the clock and you don't call a timeout, you don't spike the ball, you don't do nothing. Like, you had two guys on the left side that was open, but you decided to throw the ball downfield to Moore, which he missed. It don't make sense. Like, you needed 5 yards, dog. Right? So
You're right. You're absolutely right.
That makes no sense.
It don't. So
and I'm gonna say this about Kat, and I said, and Nick probably said it because I didn't watch any of the games. I saw the highlights last night when I got home.
Right.
You can't give up that sack. This one,
that's true.
You just gotta live to play another day. I say this. Quarterbacks. Everyone thinks they're a superhero. On plays like that, just throw the ball away. It don't make you any less. Don't make you any less of a QB if you have an incompletion on your resume.
Get from over there.
No, Nico.
Nico, no.
Nico's in the building back like he's never left.
Oh yeah, just taller this time.
Yeah, and the fresh fade. Oh man, but yeah, you can't.
Nico, come here.
Okay, bye.
Come on, Nico. Hey, and shout out to Abrielle in the house.
It's just the children show. I see.
Yeah.
But Nick, go ahead, man. I mean, y'all watch the game in real time. Y'all better off have more of an opinion about it than me. I'll just say this: from what I saw, like I said, you can't give away. You can't take that sack. And Eberflus, you gotta sometimes just gather the troops when stuff seems chaotic. Go ahead, John.
He's just bad at situational football, period. It's been too many games this season alone where he cost us the game. And then, like you said about Caleb, he always like takes a set. He can play good all game. But the fourth quarter, it's like he get nervous and want to just start taking it and running his backs. I don't get it. Just throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. That's all you have to do. Throw the freaking ball away.
Facts.
I mean, you know.
Come on, get out the car.
I think something like that. You know, I understand. Like, I'll give him a pass if he's a rookie.
Yeah, he is.
It's part of the learning process. But year 2 and year 3, we got to see some improvement when it comes to that.
I agree.
You know, right? If you're gonna do a whole bunch of goofy shit as a quarterback, the best time to do it is when you're a rookie. Ask Peyton Manning. Get all the goofy shit out early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lead the league in interceptions and all that. Peyton never got even close to that afterwards. You know, that's like certain quarterbacks, you got different roles. I think that the Bears need to get themselves an offensive-minded coach to go with their young quarterback. You know, I don't get when franchises do this. You know, you get you a young dude that's supposed to, you know, be this game changer for your franchise, and you don't hire somebody who specifically might be good at helping him develop as a player, whether it's the head coach or the offensive coordinator or the quarterback coach. You gotta hire somebody that's good.
Come on, I can't get friend anymore.
So the Bills did have Brian Dable. If it wasn't for Brian Dable, Josh Allen would not be the quarterback he is today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know that's the reason why he gets a pass with Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones is absolutely garbage. So you know, if he ever loses his job with the Giants, teams are going to go ahead and snatch him up based off of what he did exclusively for Josh Allen. So I think that's what you guys need. Hey, go after Brian Dable if he gets fired. That'll be great for y'all. That'll be great.
A lot of us is saying if it's not Ben Johnson, a lot of Bears fans are saying they want Thomas Brown to be our head coach. I feel like that's a reach. Listen, I feel like that's a reach because he only had two games where he played the offense looked great. But it's a reach.
Let me tell you why Thomas Brown's name is being mentioned. And it's being mentioned. I mean, it's only includes 2 of. Yeah, you take it.
Oh, crazy pause. Jesus Christ.
Whoa, my bad, dog. My bad.
Christy, I'm reporting this nigga to HR. That was crazy.
That was the same.
That was crazy.
What the hell did I just say? Let me give you the 2 reasons why people are saying Thomas Brown. So like Sean McVay.
Yeah.
The Sean McVay tree it seems like you're groomed to be a head coach. Go ahead. Kyle Shanahan. Continue.
You're right. It was Shanahan. And by the way, you saw that last night where you had 2 Shanahan disciples in the Thursday night game. One of them looked like he knew what he was doing. The other one looked like he was auditioning to be Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Fast said agreed. He said Thomas Brown does have Caleb Ballin, though. I do think he's a good offensive coordinator. He's a coordinator, but I think, do you want a first-time head coach? Let me ask you this, because obviously Fast says Ben Johnson.
No first time, nothing. We need a vet. We need somebody that can call plays and get this team together. No first time, nobody, in my opinion.
I'll say that. I think about all the notable vets who are available, they're all defensive guys. Obviously, Belichick, Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel.
There's no, excuse me, my fault. There's nothing wrong with that. It isn't. No, but the thing is, like I said, look, the Bears defense is good. So if they hire a defensive guy as their head coach, I'm not mad at that. You know, it makes a good defense, great defense, a great defense to a championship worthy defense. But you got to get whoever the offensive hire is has to be a home run. You know, so that's the whole thing with that. If the best available coach is defensive coach, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not.
I'm not mad. I would hire Ben Johnson too. I understand.
I would too.
But shit,
we gotta pay him, and the Bears are cheap. We're known to be cheap. That's the problem. But I'll give him everything and more. I promise to God, that man loves play calling. That's our problem. Like, that's too much like right for the Bears.
What, to get Ben Johnson?
Yes.
You know, the Lions could actually block Ben Johnson from probably interviewing with that job. They don't want him staying in the division.
Wait, how is that possible?
I know it because I don't know how is it possible. I think he's gonna get. They're gonna put in permission to interview him. They're gonna request. And if the Bears and if the Lions do not decline his request, then there's really nothing they can do. And who I was hearing, Ben Johnson's gonna be very selective with his interviews. Now, I do think quarterback is gonna be high on his list as far as where he goes. Or can he develop a quarterback? Or are you in a position to draft a quarterback? Like you guys will probably be in April, like the Bears right now.
No problem. We are in. We need a quarterback.
Well, you're basically what y'all be doing is obviously y'all have you and the Giants are right now 1 and 2, and y'all the first 2 teams out of the postseason, and obviously strength of schedule is going.
Hey.
Nico.
Hey, leave that alone.
Strength of schedule is going to be Bob's.
Here shopping.
Messing with the toll free.
I need a lot of stuff.
Anything you call up the touch?
Oh yeah,
What? No, I can't go.
So we got Nico here. So I'll take out. Whoa, fat.
Huh?
Hey, no facts. No, I'll take Shanahan. But
without coughing up some picks.
Let me tell you. Look, I think Fat is hitting that. Kyle Shanahan quite possibly being fired.
yeah, I've been hearing that.
Well, hold up. But if you fire him, you're firing John Lynch too.
John, you remember what I said about 2 years ago,
Which was reiterated.
that Brock Purdy saved Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch?
Oh, absolutely, because they would have got fired. They should have got fired after missing on Trey Lance.
Yes, because when you look at the players that were drafted afterwards, you know, there's guys like Penei Sewell, Patrick Surtain,
Mike Parsons,
Jamar Chase.
Michael Parsons.
These are all dudes that are Pro Bowlers.
Devontae Smith,
Pro Bowlers.
Jalen Waddle.
Pro Bowlers. Top-notch guys that you missed out on because you went and took a chance at a quarterback who played probably like about
20-some games.
If that in 3 years, nah, that's not gonna work. Especially in like there's nothing. I was telling somebody this the other day. I was like, what does he do that's good? Who's that? Trey Lance. You cannot name. Well, he's not athletic.
Well, you're seeing that with Dallas because number one, how you trade for this dude who was a top 3 pick, and you're still going with Cooper Rush. Now, I get it, Cooper Rush knows the system
because he's better than him.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
That's simple.
That's exactly what it is.
He's just better than him.
No, yeah. Like I said, if you fire him, I think John Lynch is out of the. He's out, like you said, he's out of a job too.
Yeah, for sure. It's a 2-for-1 deal. You can't keep John Lynch and fire Kyle Shanahan. It falls hand in hand.
I agree. And so,
wait, what did Sam say?
Sam said, "Can you picture Shador in a Raiders uniform?" Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Especially, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that in a second when we talk about the Raiders Chiefs game. But we're gonna go through the order of the game.
Mercy.
But speaking of Trey Lance and Cooper Rush, the Cowboys and the Giants, we had that great matchup of Drew Lock versus Cooper Rush. We thought it was going to be something seeing Dak. We thought it was trash enough. We were going to see Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones. Rush and Drew Lock. And by the way, Daniel Jones, for those who don't know, he has signed with the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh yeah, he did. I ain't mad at him.
By the way, Travis Hunter, 10 catches, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. By the way, he got the interception on the first drive after he got mad after big days after finding out he's not nominated for the Jim Thorpe Award. That's a whole other conversation. Ashton Jensen from Boise State, 37 carries, 226 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yo.
I'm gonna talk to y'all in the chat. I gotta get my child to go to bed.
All right, hit us up.
I got you.
Christy, let me to give her opinion on them. But here we go. I look. I ain't want to even watch that game. That would probably be the game. That would someone was saying that would have been the Itis game.
That game was terrible.
Stop. That definitely would have been the Itis game if you at home eating your food and you want to take a nap real quick before the Sunday nighter. That would have been the game to do it because man,
that game was terrible.
The Cowboys just reek of incompetence. So then listen to this. They haven't had an 100-yard rusher since week 3 of last year. They haven't had a player go for 100 yards and rush for a touchdown since Tony Pollard in 2022.
Oh, that's bad.
But you brought back Zeke after a year in New England. Well, you could have signed Saquon. You could have signed Derrick Henry. You could have signed Josh Jacobs. Hell, you could have brought back Tony Pollard.
They really just kept Tony Pollard.
Because he is doing nothing in Tennessee that I can hear.
He's been balling the last few games, but overall his tenure has been kind of forgettable.
So
it's definitely given DeMarco Murray in Tennessee vibe. No, DeMarco Murray at least ran for 1,000 there.
But you're saying, but I know what you're saying is,
Yeah, right.
DeMarco Murray left the Cowboys, got that bag with Philly,
Afterthought.
and everyone forgot about him.
Yeah, he was afterthought. He was just the guy that was there until they decided to start Derrick Henry.
So fascinating that the Bears rumor mill has them trying to sign Asante Samuel Jr. in free agency.
I highly doubt that the Chargers let him leave, especially with Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
The way that defense is playing this year, he's going to try to keep that team together as much as possible.
Cody said Rico Dowdle schooled every bit of daily fantasy value he had yesterday. Had to have that dude win 500K yesterday. Whew, jeez. But the Giants, they stink.
Stop! Get them over there.
They're a mess. Obviously, we know Daniel Jones is gone now. He's gone to the Vikings. And then you have this situation where they went with Tommy DeVito, who was the third stringer, instead of Drew Lock, who was the second stringer, all because they want to preserve their draft position. Right now, the draft ended today. The Giants will have the number 1 pick in the draft.
They want to draft Shedeur Sanders.
And we all know they're going QB.
They want to draft Shedeur.
And obviously, there's going to be a quarterback or two available. But this just shows you that incompetence of that franchise.
They stupid ass motherfucker to draft Carson Beck number 1.
Trail in the building. As welcoming Nick Freeze back.
Yes,
home, back in the city. This was a team that people were saying was like a blue blood franchise. The Giants.
When?
I said, I hope your boy I hope your boy from Tennessee drops. Hey man, good luck. Man, good luck, man. You talking about James Pierce Jr.? He's gonna be. Are you talking about they got our running back and they got their running back and their wide receiver 1. They need a QB bad.
Who?
Well, I don't know who the running back is there. I mean, obviously,
Dallas.
I'm not talking about New York. I mean, that Tracy kid was pretty. I mean, I don't know.
Man, that nigga was a receiver in college. They need a running back.
No,
They need a running back. There's no running back 1 over there.
Nah,
They got a bunch of guys who are complimentary backs.
they got Malik Neighbors and pretty much
That's it.
A bunch of.
Their defensive line is absolutely good. Their secondary is trash. Their linebackers are terrible. They sound like the Raiders.
They got basically Malik Neighbors in the bag of chips.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what they got.
on offense for sure. Because what's his name? Nico, what the hell are you messing with?
What you got over there, Nico? Nico's in the building. It just feels good to have Nick Freeze back in the studio. The thing is with the Giants, they're gonna clean house.
Yeah.
They're gonna clean house. Joe Shane's gone. Brian Daboll's gonna be gone. Daniel Jones is already gone. It's all because you let your star running back. It's one thing if Saquon left and signed with another team in the NFL.
He signed with the Eagles.
You let him go right up the highway to your division rival. He could have went to any other team, but you can't let him go to the Cowboys. You can't let him go to the Commanders, and you certainly can't let him go to the Eagles.
The moment I would have heard that the Eagles were in contention, I would have offered him $4 million more than what the hell I heard.
In fact, you let him go.
I'd offer him 18 so he could stay.
And they did not.
Stop.
And they did not.
Leave that alone.
So now they're 2-10 with 5 games left, and hopefully, and they're basically gonna try to get everything on. And look who's also in the building. Yo, dog, turn your phone up. There we go. From lands unknown. But I don't know why he put those initials as his screen name. Mark's in the building. Mark,
You heard what up with it?
Mark's in the hey, what you doing with
Holy shit, Nick, what up with it, dog?
What up, dog? Hey, Mark, what you doing with that? Hey, dog. First thing is, why Mark got a sock in his hand, dog?
Why are you worried about a sock in his hand?
Why is he coming on camera with a sock in his hand? Is my question. Like, dog,
Do it look yellow?
hey, yo.
It's not.
That's crazy.
It's not stiff, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's a regular sock.
All right, man. Mark, so we've been talking.
That's crazy.
Well, obviously, you're getting ready. Nessa said, not the sock. Nigga fat. This whole ass.
Oh, that's funny. That nigga fat funny.
It's not the sock. Oh, yo, Nessa, that's wild. Mark, we talking about obviously earlier we was talking about with the Bears, and now we talking about these Giants.
You called them the Beards?
Well, no, the Bears.
Dog, you know
Beards.
what? Never mind.
Nope.
Beards is crazy. Giant beards is even worse.
Hey, yo,
That is wild.
yo, Sam, that's a wild statement. He would go there.
What, you talking about Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about that was the dude that was shoving that?
No, we're not going there.
What are you doing?
You go in the selfie drawer. There ain't nothing in there, but some girl clothes. You don't want that, Nico. Trust and believe.
Cody, what up with it?
Why are the Giants a mess? They could let Saquon go anywhere else.
Dumb, John.
Well, because first off, it started when they drafted that quarterback from Duke. Nothing from Duke is a success, not in sports.
Nope.
That is hilarious, funny hate.
It's true.
Hell yeah.
I have to agree though.
This dude fat as stupid. I love Mark, but don't like him. You're a buster. What's wrong with that stupid?
Hey, that's funny.
The Cowboys, they're another mess. We just got that great quarterback matchup yesterday of Cooper Rush versus Drew Lock. And as a person who lived the Drew Lock experience, I could have told y'all what was going to happen. And man, did it happen. I saw that pick six was, oh my God.
Hey, I see why they skipped him on the depth chart when they let Joe Pesci start.
Yeah. Joe Pesci. That's funny. Giants screwed
You
up.
talking about Goodfellow? That's crazy.
Giants screwed up with Saquon and Xavier McKinney, both balling on their new teams. I said that the other day about Xavier McKinney. Hey, get out. Shane Battier. No, nothing good comes from good, Cody. Nothing.
Shane Battier.
Sorry.
What had to do with Kobe saw his shit on?
Yeah, don't even start on that.
Hey, dog, what's going on with your Bulldogs?
How are y'all losing 20-6 to Georgia right now? Or as Cody calls them, the Bumblebees.
Yeah, I'm gonna say y'all getting stung out here. That's crazy.
The defense overrated.
Uh-oh.
Fat said, I swear to God, where you get those turkey chops from, though? That's what Fat, Fat ass
I made him, nigga, relax.
Hey,
tripping. This nigga tripping. I made him, dog. No, the defense playing like shit. They can't get off the field. Nigga, Georgia Tech just started from their own 3 and had an 18-play drive. Hey man, if these niggas don't want to play that, that's all I had to say.
Oh man. Oh, touchdown. Oh, he dropped it. It slipped. He slipped up. Let's go back to the Bears game and get your thoughts on it.
It slipped up.
Our receiving core is nasty.
You've had your thoughts on Caleb Williams. I said it.
Never mind.
Look, you can't take that. You can't take negative plays. You want throw the ball away. You can't take negative plays when you're down.
You want to take a sack?
You don't. Throw the ball away.
Well, Caleb Williams love taking sacks.
Yeah, that's wild. What was your thoughts on Eberflus being fired and how the Bears choked away another game?
Eberflus deserved to be fired. He's a fucking idiot. This nigga should never take this nigga scholarship away from him now.
That's what people we deal with in our group chat. This is our group chat every day.
Hey man, this nigga gotta be the sorriest nigga who got a scholarship.
Ever?
Yes, nigga.
Oh, they call him pass interference.
Yeah, well, it's pass interference.
Oh, so Georgia.
Oh, anyway, I might be my game might be slow. Anyway,
yeah, okay, cool.
yeah, no, Eberflus deserved to be fired, but like I said, like I was just telling everybody, it's not only Eberflus that costs games.
Stop. Oh yeah, no doubt. We got you, Cody. Oh, what's up? Oh man, that's crazy.
I don't know, Cody. You may not like the group chat. The group chat is crazy.
They get wild. But Cody be talking about scissoring. So anything.
Wait,
So
excuse me?
Cody be always mentioning scissoring for some odd reason, but that's not my business.
Wait. What? No, never
You
mind.
said
That's,
who you said
No.
was scissoring? Like who you said was scissoring?
No, I ain't saying no. Cody be mentioning stuff about scissoring.
wait, Scissor was Scissor? Where that video?
I don't have it.
That video would probably be crazy.
That video
You
is
said-
probably definitely doing 10 minutes.
Oh, he ran that nigga over.
That's an angry run right there. Touchdown.
John.
That's not an angry run. I'm sorry.
That was hate.
You said Lizzo was scissoring with scissor?
With the new Lizzo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't that's hate. What you trying to say?
Get your ass over there. Get over there.
Nico in the building with a fresh fade, Mark. Got the fresh fade.
Leave that alone. I know you still on, so leave it alone though.
Nico.
Mm-hmm. Father, any excuse me to get up. Go over there, go have fun.
Okay.
Mom, what you made?
That's all the stuff we would have had yesterday. We went to Disneyland.
Anyway, John, what'd you say?
I was saying, obviously,
I don't know what's up in here. Let me see what
obviously I just scored Nate Frazier
my answer is
touchdown.
yes.
But I was saying about obviously talking about how stupid the Bears were, how the Giants are idiots. The Cowboys are also bigger idiots. So Michael Parsons still thinks they're in shape. They're making the playoffs. Nessa the GOAT. Yeah, Nessa is a GOAT. Nessa is a GOAT. Trust and believe. I just said she's a GOAT. Not she's
No,
not.
I can leave again.
No.
That was crazy. I'm going to sit down. This is
Wait, who'd you?
no,
who'd
Mark,
you?
I know.
Okay.
John is out of control.
All right. John on this bullshit again, huh?
John is out of control,
So,
dog.
I'm on BS. That's what we're doing. Okay. But the Cowboys, Michael Parsons thinks the Cowboy season isn't over. That's which is cap.
That nigga's delusional. He belongs in Dallas.
And
Delusional Dallas.
and then what was I gonna say? I was saying that I was telling Nick this earlier that the Cowboys hadn't had a 100-yard rusher since week 3 last year. Ain't had to do rush for 100 yards and get a touchdown since Tony Pollard 2 years ago.
That's not Dallas football. That's just like the Steelers. The Steelers is running the ball, defense, play action, deep pass. That is the formula for the Steelers to win championships. You know, and the Cowboys, their formula for success is running the ball. They're a run first team, and they got their playmaker on the outside, and their defense is good enough to win games. Their defenses should be good enough to win more games than what it is, but you know, the guy that should be their head coach, in my opinion, is in Washington right now.
Nick, what up? What he said? Dementia Dallas with head clown Jerry Jones. Here he is.
Yeah,
And Marcus, you seen rocking the Bills Mafia hoodie
you heard?
in the check. By the way, I found out Big Nick is actually a Bills fan. So
Who a Bills fan?
my boy Big Nick from the Wrestling for Life network, he's actually a Bills fan.
Slow down, boy.
Nico's over
You
here.
gonna put a hole in something with your head?
Pause. Crazy.
All right, that's
Um,
my boy.
oh man, but yeah, the Cowboys.
Creating a hole is wild.
And then let's go to the Thursday night, the night game. I see why the Dolphins live in hot water, but they dang sure couldn't last in Green Bay. The Packers defeat the Dolphins yesterday, 30-17, and the Dolphins pretty much proved, as Mark is rocking the Bills lamb. I know what time he's on right now. If you know, you know. That they can't play in cold weather.
No,
When it was under 40 degrees before kickoff, you knew this was not going to be there, and it proved it.
you know what's the craziest thing about that is?
What's that, Nick?
Look at the rest of their division.
Patriots, Buffalo, Jets. All
cold weather
cities.
All cold weather cities.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Miami's.
I mean, in my opinion, that's karma for them with the little cheating stadium they have.
Oh yeah, they be trying to get Buffalo out of here with that.
Yeah, you know, if anybody got to play them throughout the regular season when that sun is beaming crazy, you know, that's like you said, Mark, beforehand. That's like 150 degrees on the sideline while they over there in the shade.
Yep, and they turn the air conditioner off, all that shit.
Yeah, like that's crazy out of pocket.
But
Denver got their advantage too. You know, they got
we got the altitude.
the altitude.
But still, man.
That's nothing compared to that to that heat. With the altitude, you just get some oxygen, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But you know, certain people like I think Ryan Clark, he couldn't play.
No, he had sickle cell.
Yeah, he got just sickle cell. What he couldn't play up in when they played against y'all like at y'all house.
Yeah, and Mike Tomlin wasn't gonna let him. So,
nah, hell no.
And
That's something serious.
Mike Tomlin told him, "No, you're not playing."
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's one game. Like, come on, that ain't that bad.
But yeah, they obviously I saw them opposite the fourth quarter of that game. Obviously, Jordan Love. Obviously, you're liking what he's developed to be in the last 2 years, but man, does he take some risks. He seems like he's just a typical Packers quarter. He's a Packers quarterback.
John, when you make what you call it prop bets on Jordan Love, interception on Prize Picks is a green goblin.
That's insane.
And for people who don't use Prize Picks, green goblin is pretty much like supposed to be a quote unquote guarantee. It's an easy bet.
Right.
And the red demon is the one that's more difficult. You know, the red demons you get paid more for, and the green goblins are the ones they're not, because there's pretty much an easy bet. So you know the percentage isn't as high. So when you add that up, you all right? What, you want some water? Come here.
One of that.
Come on. So you know, for him, an interception is supposed to be pretty much guaranteed because he throws a lot of interceptions.
That he does. Nick says home field advantage more in the NBA or the NFL?
NFL.
Oh, definitely NFL because not every team can play in cold weather, can play in snow, can play in the rain.
The elements game of it is what makes the difference. That's in the NBA is just more so which crowd shows up more.
I agree. Yeah, but obviously they get the win. They're in the wild card, and then the Dolphins.
Leave that alone.
They're probably not going to make it. They're probably. They're probably going to get eliminated, but obviously, Cam Newton brought this up this morning on First Take. Mm-hmm. He knows there was something with Tua's arm strength because everything when it's in cold weather, because everything was slants. Mm-hmm. There wasn't no deep balls like Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle.
What you want?
Hmm?
Are you gonna eat something there?
Yo, yes, I am.
What you want?
Let me get some of that. Oh yes, and that macaroni and cheese. Oh yes.
Yeah. So Nick's over here, Miles. Like I said, we had the dinner today since we didn't have the dinner last night. So
y'all have fun?
Oh man, we did.
Yeah.
I'll say it was I was saying at the beginning of the show.
You got on the Small World?
Oh yeah,
that
was the second ride.
Small World.
We went to the Haunted Mansion. We went to the Haunted Mansion first.
Haunted Mansion is dope around this time of the year.
And Sophie was scared.
Sophie was scared. I got lost in there.
She got caught up with the white teams behind us.
Oh, that's funny.
Me.
When did Sophie get scared during the part where they close everything up?
She walked in and got dark.
Oh. And then the little thing start talking at the ceiling.
Yeah, she can handle it.
She was like, help me.
Boo-hoo. I mean, really boo-hoo.
No, she had
Daddy gonna give you some.
Come here. No. You'll get some later.
You ain't missing no meal, huh?
Oh, no. He lets you know the good food.
Yeah, ladies in the building.
What you looking for?
Happy to see Nick back.
What up, Blake?
But the Dolphins stink. I mean, let's be clear. They're a good team, but until they can play in the cold, learn how to play in the cold weather, they're not gonna get anywhere. Hell, Mike McDaniel was freezing he was just like in misery coaching in that weather, and I get it.
That cold ain't no joke. Like
I
remember when I played. You know, of course, it's not as cold as that, but the coldest game we played in Palisades.
Oh yeah, by the water.
And that's right there by the water. That little cold wind kicking in when you sweating and everything, it felt like it was like about 20 degrees out there. We played that game, John. We lost by like 30 points, and we did not care. It was that cold outside. Look, even the coach was like, "Look, blah 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 blah. Let's get up out of here." Hey, look, the speech was not that long after the loss. We got the hell up out of there because it was so cold. It was ridiculous, and it was windy that day. So that wind chill kicked in. Everybody was sweating and everything from the game. All right, Nico, you go right here in the middle. Go ahead.
Nick home for the weekend, y'all. So
I wonder where he was.
yeah, I get it. Most teams ain't gonna play, but they have to. But they have to know if they want to get in the playoffs. And Georgia Tech scores another touchdown. But
This is over.
if they want to make noise in the postseason, they have to go to some cold cities. It's just gonna be. It's just a matter. It's just a fact of life. They're gonna have to try to go to cold cities if they want to try to obviously get some W's. Now let's go to y'all game.
Do we have to? Boy, what was that,
Nico?
Boy, you over there poop popping like you about 40 years old. Why you taking your shoes off?
You know how to unzip these shoes, take these shoes off.
You want the shoe off?
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Here.
So
He's trying to figure it
Knicks
out.
Raiders. Oh, there was a game. That's hate, like. That's hate. There was a game today involving two teams in the AFC West. Knicks Raiders.
Yeah.
Went to,
And the running back playing was J.K. Dobbins.
wow. That's hate.
Watch your head.
Against. Oh boy. Against the back-to-back champs, the Chiefs, on a Black Friday in Kansas City. You got to get Nick mad, huh? You have to get.
Go ahead, John. You already know where this is going.
I'm gonna tell you where this is going. So let's talk about the game. Let me be real. As much as I want to troll the Raiders, they did everything they were supposed to do to win that game. Aiden O'Connell, that second half, he was lights out. They kept Patrick Mahomes in check, and you hate that a loss. As a Broncos fan, I take humor in it, but even though they still lost to the Chiefs, so I don't get much enjoyment out of it. But as a football fan, you hate seeing games lose off blunders. And that's what happened because you had a double blunder. You had the illegal shift, but then you had Jackson Powers Johnson, the rookie center from Oregon, snap the ball while Aiden O'Connell was not watching because I think he was trying to do a silent count or something.
He wasn't even looking.
It wasn't even looking in the direction. And obviously they lost. The Chiefs recovered it. They take the knee, and the game is over. Tough.
Let them off the hook.
Tough way to lose. I was low-key confused when that happened. And of course, ladies was laughing. But it was not a good way to lose. Especially when you're a Raiders team. Obviously, you're now 2-10. Your playoff season is over, and now
Playoffs.
yeah,
We want to win the game.
well, yes, exactly. Shout out to
Playoffs.
Jim Morris Sr.
Still here?
Yeah, he's still around. He's in. I think he's in San Diego now. He's either San Diego, or he might move back to New Orleans. But anyway, he's still around.
Nick said
The script called for a Chiefs win.
That was that voodoo.
But man, I was gonna give my brother the floor because obviously that was a tough loss, and we gotta talk about stuff that's out there about the organization. Nick, go ahead, man.
The
I know.
defense.
Oh no, Paco, y'all gonna take it, and y'all gonna take an L on Monday night too. Go ahead, Nick.
The defense did everything they could. They played their hearts out. I can't. At one point, they kept them. It was like, well, we have 16 points for a very long time.
I gotta get you some green bean yogurt. Some green bean potato.
Ooh, yes. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Mom's cooked a nice meal over here. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh yeah.
It's some Pops.
You want soda or water?
Soda.
Got some Pepsi in
Yeah,
there?
Oh yes.
Get in there.
So-
Nice stuff.
Huh?
What up, Black Wrestling Podcast?
Oh, that's good. So
Here's the thing.
Hope y'all have a good Survivor Series to my guys over there and be more. Shout out.
Even though the Raiders aren't that good, there are contributing factors that go into that. Not just, the lack of talent. Or, my fault, the lack of competence at the quarterback position. So, our top 2 running backs are not playing. So, we're playing with 3rd and 4th string running backs. Sometimes, and in certain cases, 5th string. That's already killing us. Our offensive line is okay. They're young in pivotal positions. Like, for example, Jackson Powers Johnson, the guy who made the blunder, he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So that falls into factor. Our defense is playing the best they can, considering there's no Wilkins. I think our Jacorian Bennett just went on injured reserve.
Yeah.
Nate Hobbs is still hurt.
Right.
And Jack Jones, he's been going through a nagging injury over the past about a month, where a couple of times they didn't know if he was going to suit up or whatever. But none of that matters, because it's always next man up mentality. And what you need to realize in situations like that is that the offense needs to help the defense out more. If there was a couple more plays that were made in the first half when the Chiefs were down, prime example, that first touchdown, that happened off of a fumble. They had good field position and they scored, just like a good team should.
Right.
So they need to figure out these issues, because certain issues can be avoided. I think prime example, like that was a discipline issue. Like you said, Aiden O'Connell. Oh yeah, No. Now leave me alone. Certain issues they need to. There's some coaching issues definitely that's going on. Here's the thing about Antonio Pierce that I need the rest of the Raider Nation to realize this. At every point, every coach was a rookie head coach that was a head coach beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Great as Pete Carroll was with Seattle, he was just that bad with the Patriots. And he wasn't that good with the Jets either.
Right.
So he went through 2 head coaching teams before he found the team that was, that was good for him. Antonio Pierce was put in a lose-lose situation from the very beginning. This is his first year to no, that is hot. All right, you want to go ahead? Yeah, go ahead and learn. Antonio Pierce is put in a situation where he took over a team that was disgruntled, that had gotten rid of their quarterback, and the quarterback that was brought in wasn't that good. Oh Lord, put it right there. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So there are growing pains when you're a coach. Gerard Mayo is a better coach than Antonio Pierce. He was the thing is, Antonio, at least in Gerard Mayo's case, he was grandfathered in.
Mm-hmm.
They were preparing him to be the head coach. Antonio Pierce was not expecting to be the coach, the head coach up over there. He was brought over as a position coach that just so happened to that was hot. I guarantee you start asking for the food now. That the team, there was really a lack of talent going on, a lack of unity within the locker room, and he figured out a way to get them together.
Right. Just
now, other thing is that
Watch it, because you don't fall, boy.
Lord have mercy.
You ain't gonna be able to get. You gonna fall.
Look, we also have the big difference between last year and this year too is the fact of we don't have Josh Jacobs. Even though Josh Jacobs didn't have the greatest season with us last year, the threat of what Josh Jacobs can do changes the entire game plan of a defense. The Raiders are one-dimensional with no quarterback. That's not set up for success at all. That is why when we play against teams that are good, that have good defenses, we get destroyed. Prime example, against the Broncos. You can't be one-dimensional against a team like the Broncos. The Broncos defense is championship ready. You can't do that against teams who are actually good. You know, the main thing is this. The Raiders organization has to be patient in this throughout this process.
Mm-hmm.
They have to look at it like this. If you're going to fire Antonio Pierce, the next hire has to be a home run. I mean, I'll give you a prime example. If they fire him and Ben Johnson's available, and they get Ben Johnson, that would be considered a home run because you get a guy who quite possibly is the best available coach. He's a rookie coach, but the potential that he can do for your team is sky high, and you already know what he can do with the offensive play calling.
Right.
You don't lose your skills as a play caller. Either you can have all the time in the world, but you can't call a play. It doesn't matter. So, damn, string beans is good. Yeah. So you have to really put that in the factor. The offensive coordinator position, understandably, you got rid of here, boy. You get rid of Luke Getsky. It was terrible. Mike, I would rather have Mike Vrabel. If Mike Vrabel were to say he wanted to be a Raiders coach, I would fire Antonio Pierce. Nothing against Antonio Pierce, but Mike Vrabel is he can do the same thing, and he's a better coach. I don't even know why Tennessee got rid of him. They're stupid.
Yeah, well, Tennessee. If it ain't talking about the Volunteers, they don't know nothing about football.
That's hate, but it's true. Nico, you want to get up here so you see everybody?
Everyone wants to say hi to Nico. That's right. Nico's back in the building. Yeah, Albert Breer from MMQB was saying after the game on Thursday Night Football on Prime Video that there has been circles around people in league circles who have been speculating that Antonio Pierce might be one and done in Vegas. And obviously we now know no, they're not gonna keep him on staff. If they fire him, they're gonna let him walk. And I wouldn't if I was Antonio Pierce.
No, I'm not staying on
I'm not doing that.
No,
if you hired me to be a head coach. I mean, I get it. Vance Joseph went back to Denver, but no.
Look how many years it took.
Look how many. You need some time away before that. What up, Vince? Nick, who had the worst loss? Bears coaching, not calling timeout, or the Raiders getting flagged at the end?
Both of them were happening because of stupidity, but one could be justified for a rookie making a very bad rookie mistake, but the same thing could happen with Caleb. But the problem is that Antonio Pierce couldn't do anything to avoid what happened with him. Eberflus could have called a timeout and avoided all that. So I would go on the Bears. But both of them are terrible. The Raiders one is more heartbreaking, though.
Kansas City Pierce got screwed, lost his QB and wide receiver. That it's not on him.
I agree. Calm down, player. Get some water.
Big Nick says that to me, the biggest indictment on Pierce is the Raiders' defense. He turned that defense around as an interim.
Yeah. But it wasn't just him, though. It was him and Patrick Graham. That's why Patrick Graham stayed up on the team from last year. He's the only one that really stayed. You know, that's Patrick Graham's defense. But even then, the defense isn't playing as well as it did towards the end of last year because of so many injuries. Like I said, Christian Wilkins is hurt. We got Epps is hurt at safety. All three of our starting corners are hurt, but only one of them can play. So you can only do so much. And our linebacker core was in like the best linebacker core anyway. So it's a lot going on.
I agree. My man Vince said, "What's good, John? Go Dodgers. Let's let the fans of baseball hate our Dodgers for deferring money." Yeah, so now the news, obviously, they deferred the money with Blake Snell. They're deferring the money with Tommy Edman. I don't know what's going to happen with Juan Soto. I would prefer keeping Teoscar Hernandez first.
I would too.
I mean, we was talking about it Saturday with me and my boy Jamie was talking about it Saturday. Juan Soto, as great as a player he is, he's not the best fielder. Mm-hmm. And eventually he's going to want to become a DH or a first baseman. Well, those spots are a little preoccupied in Dodger Blue.
Mhm.
and they're going to be preoccupied for the next probably 7 years.
At the
So,
very least.
if I had to guess, he's either staying with the Yankees or he's going to the Mets. But if you go to the Giants, you're a hoe. That's all I said. That I said about Blake Snell last year. He was a hoe for going to the Giants. Then he came to his senses and became a Dodger. So shout out to Blake Snell. Welcome to Dodger Blue.
Shout out to moms. This shit is delicious.
Yes. Yeah, we have some out of the show. But now let's go to the other side, and that's the winning team, and that's the Chiefs.
Fuck them.
Well, I agree. You ain't gonna get no sympathy. They ain't gonna no sympathy here, but let's just be real. And Nick's been saying this for a minute. I've had Big Nick to say he wants to join the show, so I'm gonna send him a minute. Send him a second. The Chiefs are looking very vulnerable right now.
They know they got away. You see, they didn't even celebrate when they won.
They're very vulnerable right now. They're very vulnerable right now. They look. I know champions find ways. Oh, Snell's a hoe. Oh, because he left. What? Well, because he left y'all too, mate. That's what it is.
Hell yeah, I call him a hoe too.
Yeah, I get it.
Just like Otani is a hoe.
I said the same thing I said the same thing too. So, here's the deal. The Chiefs need to understand right now that they are not, that they're going to get everybody's best punch. And clearly they've been very lucky all season long.
They're lucky their defense is good as what it is.
You thank God for you having Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, a Trent McDuffie, have Nick Bolton on defense.
They are very good at drafting their on defense over the past like 4 or 5 years.
But let's be effing clear. This offense has not been the best. This offense has not been the best. Snell's just telling y'all because he heard about the Mookie shower. Okay.
Hey, now that was funny. That was unexpected. That was really funny. John knows it's funny too, but he ain't gonna say that he's a Dodger fan.
No, it's not funny. Family, Dodger Blue or everything. Why? Because you'd rather be wearing the Dodger Blue than wearing them doo-doo brown shit stained jerseys y'all be wearing. What's wrong, Nico? You want some more dinner? I'm mad at the Broncos. We did not. I am too, Vince. But I'm still whoever that old lineman that got trucked by Karlaftis and then on special teams still got to run my face. What up, Mike? But yeah, look, the Chiefs they got out of victory with a skin in their teeth, and man, they need to be worried because they can got in the playoffs. They're probably gonna get the first round bye, but they're vulnerable to take an L and be one and done. And they need to know that. Hey, Hype saying slow down, Nick. Hey, Hype.
Nope, I'm not.
No, man.
I'm not slowing down. This is mom's cooking right here. This is delicious.
Yeah, so I'm my mom's cooking the dinner, and I'm definitely gonna be throwing down on it after the show. But yeah, the Chiefs are vulnerable. The Chiefs right now, they're vulnerable right now. They're vulnerable to take an L.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the California Green too.
Yes. Vince wants to know, is USC beating Notre Dame tomorrow, Nick? Let's go USC.
My heart is saying yes, but my brain is saying hell no.
By the way, that game is at 12:30 tomorrow, which stinks.
It's the conference shit because there's no way this game should not be a night game. I don't care what's going on.
I'm looking at the remainder of the schedule for the Chiefs. Obviously they host they get us a little extended break.
They play the Chargers again still, don't they?
That's our next game, next Sunday night. Not this Sunday. This Sunday, obviously, it's Bills Niners, but next Sunday night, the 8th,
Chargers gonna beat them
in KC. Then they host the Browns. Then they go to Cleveland to play the Browns.
They're winning that game.
Then they get a Saturday game with the Texans. That's going to be on NBC.
I don't know because it's all according to how the
how better the Texas offense gets over the next couple of weeks now that everybody's healthy.
And then the Christmas game, and look who's now joining. Let me make this quick announcement. Joining the show for the first time. I've talked to this brother obviously through my dealings with Sports4U Wrestling. He's a huge sports fan, but he's a huge wrestling commenter, content creator, and he's a huge sports fan. He wanted to come on and talk some sports with us on Tuesday, but obviously family issues and he wants to talk sports tonight. He's part of the Wrestling for Life Network. So y'all go subscribe to their YouTube channel and find them on social media. Our boy Big Nick is in the building. What up, Nick?
What up, what up, what up? Is this when I do my whole intro? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you one half of its tag stream champions of the world. Yes. Now we got Nick on Nick action here.
There we go.
Boss. I always wanted to hear you do that. When I listen to you and KJ do your show, I've always wanted to hear that intro.
Wait, what the hell? He passing Nico.
Hey, the Road Dog Jesse James, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world.
I was obviously being a kid who grew up in the Attitude Era, hearing the New Age Outlaws.
That's one of those the memes of like you can't hear a picture, you see Road Dog with a microphone, you can hear that, you can quote that exactly. The whole time.
Let me tell you a true story, Nick. So 2008 SummerSlam, obviously this before Summer. Obviously, I live in LA, so this was before SummerSlam had their big residency or like every year in LA for those few years. But one year, it was the year obviously with Cena Batista met for the first time. Undertaker, Edge, Hell in a Cell, that was the main event that night.
Right.
Obviously, beat JBL for the defend the title. JBL, Triple H beat Great Khali. WWE was doing a SummerSlam Access Fan Fest. It was free to the public. It was different from SummerSlam Access, but they did it at the famous Venice Beach. So my daughter's mother, who I was with at the time, way before my daughter was born, me and her oldest daughter went. It surprised her because she's a huge wrestling fan, and me and my daughter's mom are huge wrestling fans. And Jimmy Hart was hosting, and they was calling people on stage to win these SummerSlam gift packs, but you got to do an impersonation. And my impersonation was the Road Dog doing that.
Let's go.
That classic intro. And
it's the easiest thing to remember, my guy. Like that's literally. I just remember it, and I'm a battle rap fan. That's why I end every stream with "Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic." That's Arsenal with my. You can't spell bars without putting that R's in it.
Right. Okay. So you're here, obviously, for those you're new to the show. So when we get you to tell everybody what is your. Obviously, we know you're great on the sports wrestling.
Right, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We cover anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We have original content that we air every Thursdays. We've got the Wing in the Ring and everything like that, to where we all go through spicy wings and everything like that. We do wrestling trivia and see who's the Wing in the Ring and stare and light our ass on fire. We have wrestling court and everything like that, to where we get to the hard hitting facts of who's guilty, who's innocent when it comes to wrestling and everything. But we're here live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and beyond for every live wrestling stream. Because I know I've talked to you, John, Nick. Hi, I guess. Well, me and you argued the last time in the comments about, I can't even remember at this point what it was. I popped in and I was in the chat, and you were halfway having that with me, and that's when I couldn't make it on.
Oh, when you said
it was the Prime versus Urban Meyer debate.
No, I didn't like how you said it. Like Urban Meyer hadn't did anything to earn the right to get. That's why I said Dion hasn't earned anything yet to get to the NFL. Prime time.
So Gerard Mayo's earned more of a right. Mike Vrabel's earned more of a right than Prime has.
They went through the process,
right? And so has Prime. Prime went his whole route and everything like that.
And they got grandfathered in because even beforehand, Mike Vrabel was a defensive coordinator before he got his head coaching job in the NFL.
Yeah, but Prime hasn't had that opportunity. Prime went the Jackson State route and everything of I'm going to build my own and everything. Of I don't need to be grandfathered in and everything like that. I mean, think about it. There was the whole talk of where he was going to be the head coach for Florida State.
I still think they dropped the ball there.
Now, yeah, I think they did too. Well, for Florida State,
there's been a lot of teams lately that have dropped the ball of. Mac Brown's been fired. Lincoln Riley's got all of his issues and everything. Christ, Eberflus just got fired after he can't clock manage it.
Oh yeah,
But no, from what I've seen so far with Dion, I'm like, you haven't even gotten to a big game yet. This will be his first year going to a bowl. I'm not saying he can't do it eventually, but from what I've seen so far, nah, not yet. I think you'll only be able to get it based off of that you're Deion Sanders, which I'm not mad. If that works out for you, go right on ahead.
I want
I'm
to
not
see
mad.
Dion without Shador, without Travis Hunter, without like all stars, without top level, like top 5, top 10 NFL draft picks, and then see what you can do. I mean, you did it at Jackson State, but no one expected you to do anything truly with Jackson State. Like you built that out the mud versus now you're Colorado, now you're true NCAA, you're blowing teams out. Do it without your son, do it without a Heisman winner.
Mm-hmm. That's why I think he's staying. I don't think he's going to the NFL. I know everyone's bringing up the Cowboys, and obviously they want to bring up saying even Knicks or Raiders fans bringing up the Raiders because obviously they're probably going to be in on drafting Shador. Some people are saying the Giants. I saw an interview a couple weeks ago, Nick and Big Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ingram did a sit down with him before the game they just played on Fox a couple weeks ago, and obviously you had him there, Shador there, Bucky, his oldest son, Deion Jr., aka Deion Jr., who does the social media for Colorado and for his media company, and everyone and Mark Ingram just threw it out there. You gonna go? I mean, are you doing the NFL? I was like, man, this dude don't want to see me. This dude's trying his best to get away from me. He's talking about Shador, and I don't want. And I personally think that's why I think he's not going to the NFL. I think he's personally going to stay at Colorado one more year. And let me be clear. I said this to our boy Trail, to my co-host for Sports4U Wrestling, Nick, that there's going to be so many. There's going to be so many great college coaching jobs bet out there next year, possibly, where you might want to consider staying there for the NFL. Because like I've been saying, in college, you can be, we all know in college sports, whether it's football or basketball, it's always about the head coach and about recruiting. In the NFL, it's about who's your quarterback. And it's about who's your quarterback. Now, I think about next year, LSU's probably going to be available. Alabama, I know it's crazy to sound. I think Alabama's job might be available.
Bring Saban back. Saban comes back. The Darth Vader returns.
I guarantee a lot of the dudes will be calling Firebomb show are probably picking in front of Saban's house trying to beg for him to come back. Florida probably going to be available. Florida State's probably going to be available because I don't think they're going to fire Norvell. And they can have a chance to be the ultimate mulligan if they can get him back. But
you never know. USC might be available
that
too.
Yes,
all those are possible.
Well,
you never know.
Could Lincoln Riley end up in Chicago? Do you think Lincoln Riley ends up Chicago, goes back with Caleb? Well, because John, real quick to your point of college football, I think you get 5 years. NFL, you're lucky if you get one. Like you were talking about with Antonio Pierce and everything. Of I think he had it made in the shade when he was the interim and everything. Of that's when he won everybody over. But now. It's already he's on the hot seat. Dable's on the hot seat after 2 years or so. You don't get the length that you get in college that you do in the NFL. So maybe that's why Dion wants to stay in college. But could you see Lincoln Riley, Chicago Bears coach, back there with Caleb of I know how to run this offense. I know what offense is going to work best for you.
Well, ask Mr. Trojan fan right here.
Hey, look, if the Bears want to do that,
I hate you then initially. I already hate you because you have the same name as me. But if you're a Trojans fan, I'm a Notre Dame fan. It fits the initials. I'm a Notre Dame fan. So, yeah, 100%. Already, we got beef.
We're not.
I'm a Yankees fan, so I hate John because of the Dodgers, and I hate you because of Notre Dame.
Yeah, we're not meant to be friends, dog. That's all it is.
No, 100%. We're going to fight.
But yeah,
I'm gonna have to meet you outside. We're gonna fight over a plate.
Oh yeah, I'll fight you over one of Mom's plates. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, your big P ass. I will put up the piece behind his head.
Oh yeah, most definitely, yeah.
Oh man, but obviously it's all about that game. So obviously you're a Notre Dame fan. Obviously they play USC tomorrow. Our boy, one of our boys, Fat, he's in the comments, Ethan, he's a huge Notre Dame fan. And I had a conversation with him last week. About Notre Dame not being being independent. Obviously they can't finish no higher than 5th in the playoff rankings because they're not a conference champion. And a lot of people say it's time for them to join a conference. So I'm going to ask another Notre Dame fan. Will we ever see the day where Notre Dame joins a conference full time? Now they're in the ACC full time in every other sport except football.
Will they ever join a conference where it would go would be the ACC. I think they keep the independence just because tradition for whatever the reason. Respectfully, I don't know if I can curse long enough and everything.
You can say whatever you want. You're good.
All right. They 100% they stay independent. I still even censor myself, but no, I can see them in the ACC. They're in the ACC in every other facet of athletics when it comes to Notre Dame. I think they stay in the independence because it makes them unique. It again keeps them standing out because if they join a conference, then you have to have a conference championship of like Notre Dame in stature wise should be able to compete in the SEC and everything like that. It should be able to pull in the recruits that an Alabama does and everything, but it won't ever. So them in the ACC, I think makes the most sense, but they don't still, I feel, don't want to face like a Syracuse, Duke, all of that.
What is your thoughts on Marcus Freeman as a coach? Obviously succeeding Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly. 100%. Brian Kelly is the biggest, I'm a switch as much as I need to of all of a sudden I'm going to develop a Cajun accent because I'm the head coach at LSU and everything. Dude. Right. Freeman, 100%. Notre Dame has somehow course correct and gotten back to where it was. I still remember when we were having the discussion of Notre Dame. I remember being hype of Notre Dame versus Alabama in the national championship game when you had the invisible girlfriend and all of that.
Hey, yo. I saw him like, what did this happen? Yeah, they're going to overtime. Somebody they're going to overtime. Georgia Tech are tied at 27 right now in the fourth with 7 seconds left in regulation.
I'll pull that up. Go ahead, talk. I'll pull that up. I got to pull it up.
About Notre Dame chances in the playoff. How do you feel about Notre Dame chances in the playoff?
I think it's interesting because they get to host a snow game. That's why a lot of people were upset about Notre Dame hosting a playoff game, Indiana hosting a playoff game when you're having, like Miami and everything like that, that could have to now show up and have to play a game in Indiana in the middle for the playoffs and everything. And that's like you guys were talking about with the NFL of very much home field advantage. The elements very much play an effect when it comes to playing in football.
So speaking of playing a factor, and obviously you've told me, and obviously I know Mark's probably watching while he's on his way to where he's going. You're a Bills fan. First of all, congratulations to Josh Allen. All the big news today. Josh Allen, Haley.
Oh, I didn't even hear the full news. What happened?
Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld got engaged today.
Aww.
So
do I get a wedding invitation?
So hopefully she'll be probably being baptized.
She's our Taylor Swift of now. It's going to be Steinfeld versus Swift. That's what we're going to have.
Oh,
that'll be up there with Tyson versus Paul. That'll be the co-main versus the main.
How did you feel about Tyson Paul, man? Before I asked about Buffalo,
booty cheeks. In more ways than one. I thankfully did not get as much buffering as everybody else did, but it felt like Jake Paul, weirdly enough, didn't just want to knock out Mike Tyson, which I hated.
I agree. So how did you become a Bills fan?
I'm born and raised upstate New York and everything. I'm from Potsdam, New York, so fucking well known and everything like that. But yeah, I've always viewed it of the Buffalo Bills are the only team that actually plays in New York. You have the Jersey Jets and the Jersey Giants that play in the Meadowlands.
There you go.
So yeah, it's very much of a Buffalo Bills fan because that was the home team. That was the New York State team. Because yeah, I live in New Hampshire now, but I'm born and raised of upstate New York.
So you suffer.
Which, by the way, Buffalo is not upstate. That's Western New York. Keep going like
Right.
3 to 6 hours, and then you'll actually reach upstate New York. We have a whole part of New York that everyone thinks is Canada, and that's where I grew up.
So you survived. You went through the 4 seasons of Buffalo, unfortunately, as a fan growing up.
Oh, 100. I've still been there. Trust me. That's why I was almost hoarse in the throat and everything. Pause. With when we beat Kansas City and everything like that. I was losing my mind. I have a brick that one of my neighbors gave me that's all printed out. It's a foam brick all printed out in Bill's cloth and everything like that. It's called the bad call brick. So if I don't throw my remote or anything at the TV, I can throw something that's not going to break my TV.
I agree. How do you guys feel about obviously this season? So far, look, Josh Allen before the season, I had him picked as my MVP before the season started. So, and I think he has a good shot. Obviously, everyone's talking Lamar, Saquon are definitely going to be there in the hunt. But obviously, this season, you traded Stephon Diggs, and it looked like Josh Allen hasn't lost a beat. Joe Brady obviously calling the plays, and it seems like this could be the year. Obviously, y'all win on. It's crazy. If y'all win on Sunday against the 49ers on Sunday night, y'all clinch the AFC East on December 1st.
That to me is a given. Like that to me was a given. It's still if we just beat the Chiefs and it's now that doesn't matter till we beat the Chiefs in the playoffs because that's the boogeyman. That's El Kakui. That's very much of the Chiefs are the. I've compared now the Mahomes Allen back and forth to Brady Manning. To me, that's right now where they're at. Of Brady Mahomes, they will win all the championships and everything. And you constantly cheer for Josh Allen. You can see him put his heart into every play and everything. And it did suck. We lost Stephon Diggs, which. It's interesting. You switch up teams and you end up on the IR, but I digress. Sometimes you got that bad juju because you brought that bad juju on you. But yeah, I say that as a Bills fan, but I think that's the two powerhouse teams in the AFC. Of that's your Titans going at it, and the Ravens are going to sneak in and cause an issue every now and then. Yeah, that's your 3-headed monster in the AFC.
Yeah. So Sunday night, how you feeling? Don't you didn't go. Stop it. What? How you feeling Sunday night against the Niners?
I think we take the win. I mean, it's always the Niners are really interesting to try and predict because they, on one hand, feel like they're really not what they were going to be, and Brock Purdy's been hurt, and this person's been hurt, Ayuk's hurt, Debo's hurt, but at the same time, they can pull out anything at any point in time. You have Christian McCaffrey, that's Weapon X, that you can pull that out at any point in time.
Crazy. So let's get to the final segment of the day. Obviously, we talked college football. We talked the SC. Obviously, my boys Tennessee. We got Vanderbilt. Georgia's right now going to overtime with Georgia Tech. Obviously, the big game tomorrow is Texas Tech, Texas A&M. I mean, Texas versus Texas A&M. But and then we'll have the final, the penultimate rankings Tuesday, and then obviously selection Sunday.
Do you think Manning should be starting over Ewers, or are you good with them still going with Ewers?
I'll still go with Ewers. I'll still go with Ewers. Eventually, we all know the job's going to Arch, but I think you still go. Obviously, Ewers. I think you still go with Ewers. But if he has one of those moments where it's just time to pass the torch, you go to Arch. But if he hasn't had that moment where I think it's been where he has where his play is dipped after coming back from the injury, where he can get he'll probably be in the portal, because I think he's heading to the draft 2 next year. So
yeah, he is.
So I pretty much figured that's pretty much why they probably keeping him in the starting spot, so he can go ahead and obviously help raise his draft stock, so he can be a top quarterback taken, because obviously we know how teams overdraft quarterbacks.
Well, and Actually, I'll say this. I know. Sorry, you were going to the last segment. Do you think Shador,
we
Eli
could-
Manning
we could-
himself, and doesn't want to go to say the Giants and Dion and co choose where Shador goes?
I
Because
guarantee he's definitely gonna pull Archie. Deion's definitely gonna pull Archie Manning, and I ain't got no problem with it. I think I definitely see him pulling an Archie Manning.
but so then where does he end up? Because does Travis go to right now? It'd be Jacksonville would have #1 overall pick, and I'm taking Travis because he's can go either way. I can use him as a corner, or I can use him as a starting wide receiver. So then #2 right now would I think be the Giants. So if Dion, Archie Manning's it, if we get an Eli of I'm not going to play there, where do you think Shador ends up?
I think he ends up with the Raiders. I think that Brady connection is gonna play a lot. His connection with Brady as a mentor is definitely he's gonna be in Mark Davis's ear, making sure this happens. And that's what I asked you about, Nick. Obviously, we know Brady. Obviously, his ownership with the Raiders, and he's going to probably have some say. He's got 10% now in the Raiders. And it sounds like Mark Davis is going to be leaning on him a lot for football-related decisions, as he should. What does this mean for Tom Telesco? Because I think he's a good GM. I think he got a bad rap with the Chargers. Because I think he has been a good.
I don't even know why he got a bad rep in the Chargers. The only thing he did wrong for the Chargers was not get them a head coach. He drafted very well for the Chargers. He drafted a lot of good players for the Chargers. A lot, including Justin Herbert.
Did he not give them head coach, or did he not give them the right head coach? Because their head coach before was doing Dan Campbell before Dan Campbell. He was going on 4th and 1s. He was going on, 4th and longs, all of that. If he was playing the analytics game.
My thing with Brandon Staley was, and I had him as the linebackers coach in Denver.
He's not that good of a coach.
I think he was one of those dudes that had to be the smartest guy in the room. I'm all for aggression. The 4th and 1 thing, but the 4th and 1 thing on your side of the field is like, okay, it's one thing going for it on the other side of the field, or obviously the whole no risk it, no biscuit mentality. But if it doesn't work on certain situations, you shouldn't don't keep going back to the well. And I think he went back to the well too many times. We were actually guests on another show the night the Raiders hung 63 on those guys and watching it in studio. And I was saying it, me and Nick was saying it, and Mark was saying it. There's no way he lasts in the morning. By 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, he's going to be gone.
And they bullshitted how long it took for them to fire him in the morning.
I'm like, by the time the plane touched down in Vegas, he shouldn't even, be honest with you, they shouldn't have even took the following morning. By the time they landed in Vegas, that's a 45-minute flight. That ship should have been sailed. And I've been
fired in the locker room type shit.
Oh yeah,
pretty much Lane Kiffin fired on the tarmac. Just know when you get off this plane,
you got a new job.
Your key card is not going to work anymore.
Imagine that though. Of you got to get on a plane with a bunch of people that you just got fired, a bunch of your ex-coworkers now at this point and everything.
That happened. That's what happened with Lane Kiffin. It happened at SC. I remember the game. It was crazy. It was a similar type of game. They lost to Air. I was in Tennessee visiting my grandmother at the time, and I was watching the game from there. And they lost to Tennessee, and they lost to Arizona. It was Arizona State, like 60.
It was Arizona State.
They lost. They hung like 61 on them, and I was like, and then I look in the next day on Sports Center, and I see the news that Lane Kiffin got fired at LAX, and I was like, oh crap.
Lane Kiffin's whole career was based off of not even just that. He only, the name can only take you so far. He was living off of what he did with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been his career. What's been going on with his career ever since then, because it's just been bad decision making, bad destinations ever since. And he did y'all foul.
I hate that. I hate it. I'm a Tennessee fan, and let me be clear. Obviously, the way he left to go back to USC, and I'm not mad for going back to SC. I mean, he wanted to be the guy to succeed Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was weak how he left. I mean,
that was weak.
I thought it was weak how he left, and then
he should have took off.
And it just obviously he had to go through that. He went back. He went to Alabama, got to coach with. At that time, Saban was like coaching rehab for anybody, whether it was him, Sark, Bill O'Brien. Obviously, he's been like coaching rehab for coaches, and now he's found his way at Ole Miss. Obviously, there was talk about him being a candidate for the Florida job, but I think he's saying he's staying put. So, touchdown, Georgia!
They got something for scoring.
Greatest championship college football game of all time, though. USC with Lionel Reggie Bush versus Vince Young in Texas.
We lived it. Being out here, that was a time in LA. Obviously, those years, the Pete Carroll era, and Nick's an SC fan. He can attest to the more than me. But me watching, because I had a lot of family and friends who were SC fans. That era was special. That was a moment in time, and I think that's where SC got lost in the way. They were so busy. I had a lot of fans that I talked to who still wanted them to relive the Pete Carroll. It's not shocking. It's not shocking today that people are trying to want Pete Carroll to try to replace Lincoln Riley, because right now he's coaching the class. He's teaching the class at SC. Everyone wants him to maybe fire Lincoln Riley and bring Pete back. I mean,
Pete was a master recruiter. That's what was made him so good at USC, was the fact of that he wasn't scared to go to certain lengths to get certain recruits. And what I mean by that is, he would go ahead and go to some bad areas where some of these good recruits were at, and go right to their house in these bad areas and did not care. I'm Pete Carroll for you. I'm trying to get your son up over here to go ahead and play football. Get him to the next level. And
is that more of a credit to Pete Carroll as a team builder? Because think about it, he did it with the Legion of Boom. Of Seattle Seahawks don't have Super Bowls without Pete Carroll, I think, as a head coach, because it's similar-ish of when you had Reggie Bush and Lendell White, which Lendell White gets no credit for that whole era of being the thunder to Reggie Bush.
He was the starting running back. People forget that he was the starter. Reggie was the relief.
He was the third down back and everything.
That was him. Short yardage, that was him.
But that's the thing. Does that go more towards versus recruiting of Pete Carroll knows how to build a team?
Yeah. I agree. He has a vision and he knows how to execute it.
So the question is, well, who's going to obviously, and we'll get to calling out names.
Give Urban Meyer to open check, a blank check.
A lot of these coaches, like, I'm shocked Billy Napier didn't get fired, but he's kind of rallied. But a lot of people feel like these coaches aren't getting fired because these schools don't want to pay these high ass buyouts. The same thing is going on like at A&M. They're paying Jimbo Fisher pretty much $70 million to not coach. And I think the word is the buyout for Lincoln Riley is like $90 million. And I know that they said the buyout with Billy Napier is $26 at Florida. A lot of these teams are scared of letting these coaches get fired because they feel like they're going to be on the hook for a large bill. But
if it ends up being worth it, that little amount of money you got to pay him going to come right on back to you.
I agree.
Is that the best position to have, of be kind of halfway good at your job so you get paid really well one time and you can get fired within a year and then still collect your paycheck sitting at home?
Well, definitely coaching wise, because obviously I look at it and go back to switch over to basketball. Look at Adrian Griffin right now with the Bucks. He was 30-13 last year, and he got fired 43 games into his first ever head coaching job because he didn't get along with, because basically he wasn't finna just cater to Giannis. And then the
NBA that caters to the superstars. That's why JJ's a fucking head coach right now. Honestly, JJ's the head coach because he's friends with LeBron.
And he's got Giannis now. I mean, he's got Giannis has Doc Rivers now, or Glenn Rivers, as Noodle says in the chat.
Glenn Rivers, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's shallow Rivers because he ain't worth a goddamn bit at this point.
Man, look, Nick's a Clippers fan. He lived that era. I'm a Lakers fan. I hate that Celtics team because.
Can I say I'm a LeBron James fan? I don't care what fucking team he's on. I'm just a LeBron James fan.
By the way, what you make of what Barkley said the other night about LeBron on Inside the NBA? What he said? So it came up in the pregame. By the way, shout out to Jalen Rose on the pregame on Tuesday. LeBron, I think, is 3 games behind Michael Jordan for the most 30-point games in NBA history.
Okay.
So Barkley
hating.
basically saying, okay, LeBron been playing all these years, and Michael Jordan still holding this record. And he's played like 8 less seasons. Come on, y'all, y'all got to stop. Which is clear for
now. See,
stop
Charles is a
saying LeBron.
knucklehead. He out there. LeBron got all them records, as scoring champion, this champion, getting broken that record, this record. We're now, honestly, why are we clinging this much onto Jordan has to be the GOAT? I feel like we're reaching now of, well, see, LeBron didn't break this record in this amount of time. Yeah, but he's out there. The only other person who has this record is what you're saying is the greatest of all time. And he's chasing him down when he has this record, that record, that record, that record, that record. Like, at this point, the only thing you have to say that Jordan's better than LeBron at, to me, is championship rings. That's it.
And that's all they're holding on to. And a lot of these guys in the media, they are holding on to that because who was the guy? Who did they have to try to go through? Reggie Miller, Barkley. I mean, Shaq got his rings with the Lakers, but a lot of these guys are still holding on to that because Jordan was the one who stopped them from ever getting close to a championship. So they need to lean on that.
Yeah, if I say LeBron's better than Jordan, then that makes my accomplishments a little bit lesser because I didn't have to go through the GOAT. I went through the second GOAT.
Candace, that is not all that really matters.
It really doesn't. I really hate that argument that it's all about rings.
No, it's not.
Jordan, because like I said, and I said this, Nick, if it's all about rings, why isn't Bill Russell the GOAT? Huh?
No, fuck that. Look,
if it's all about rings, why is Charles Barkley considered a fucking all-star and a Hall of Famer and everything like that with 0 rings? Like, if we're basing it on rings, you have talent that's viewed as some of the best of all time that has 0 rings.
Yes.
Calvin Johnson arguably is one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, has 0 rings.
I never had Bill Russell to go. He's not even the best center in his era.
Folks always had Russell.
Not over here, because I can tell you, I know a guy from.
Oh, you're gonna say Kareem.
I know a guy who wore number 13 for the Lakers and for the Warriors. That said, yeah, he can hold my beer on many occasions.
Sure did. He just had better teammates. Here's the thing, though. My thing is this: Jordan got labeled the GOAT before he even won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were saying Jordan was the best basketball player of all time in the 80s. Like, come on, bro. He didn't win until 1991 or not 1990. 91, yeah. Come on, bro. Like, and my thing is this. I hate this. I hate, excuse me, the disrespect that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar gets because he has the greatest basketball resume. Not just NBA, the best basketball resume ever of anybody in any sport. If you could say one guy's resume is the best in all of sports, I would say him. And he just kind of completely looked over when by the time in 1988-89, when they said Jordan was the best player of all time, Kareem won about 4 or 5 championships by that time.
Mm-hmm.
He already won the most MVPs by that time. Number 1 scorer of all time. Still, even when he was still playing. Like, come on, like there's so many things that you could say, like, no, this guy is better than him. But I think people fell in love with the flashiness of Jordan's game, the athleticism. You know, he was just that much better of an athlete than everybody that he played against. And it also helps when you're very skillful. I'm not saying that he didn't have no skill, but you know, when you mix skill with athleticism, the aesthetics of your game, people just fall in love with it. And it also helped the fact that your shoes are off the chain. You had a very good marketing team.
Yeah, and he had a whole company behind him and everything. To me, Jordan's a solid number 2. It's interesting where Kobe falls in that whole discussion. Each one of you's top 5, like all-star, like if you had the all-time top 5 right now, like a starting 5, I'll say. So center, power forward, small forward, shooting guard, point guard.
Hold on, we'll all do this at the same time. Let's start with point guard.
Easy, Magic.
I agree with that.
Yeah, synonymous.
All right, shooting guard.
I'll put Jordan.
Kobe.
You got Kobe. I'm not mad at that. I got Jordan.
That in. It's my favorite player.
got Jordan at the 2.
Yeah,
Small
fuck.
forward, I got
Yeah,
LeBron.
I can't.
LeBron.
Well, because I can't use Jordan I can't use any of them at a point. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go Kobe. Fuck it.
And then power forward, I'm going Tim Duncan.
Well, I'm about to say I ain't gonna ask.
Well, small forward, LeBron.
We going to number 3.
We got LeBron. We
I
unanimous.
think it's unanimous that
That's unanimous.
LeBron's
LeBron's
Yeah.
number 3.
And it's not
Power
even close.
forward. I think John, you said Duncan. I'm with you with that.
Yeah.
I got Duncan.
Duncan or KG? Duncan or KG?
You got KG.
I'm not mad at either one.
I'm not mad at either one. And then center, I got Kareem.
I got Wilt.
And I'm
Shaq.
not mad at that. You got Shaq.
I'm not mad at none of those.
But let's put, they're all better than Bill Russell.
Yeah. Everybody.
They're all better than Bill Russell.
Just digging that hole. Bill Russell.
That's it. And all 3 of those, and you can make a whole.
Noodle said mailman with power forward.
Not.
Nah. I'll put Charles Barkley at power forward.
I'll put Barkley before I put.
I'm not mad at you saying.
I don't know.
Kareem.
If I need to go up somebody's head, I might go, Karl Malone, everything. Because that man, he didn't give a fuck about that. He would go hard in there.
Yeah.
But he didn't care about a lot of things either.
That's why he's the 4th best.
Oh,
power forward.
yeah. Like paternity test or,
Being
None of that.
an upstanding citizen, not being a jerk.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he was.
All right, so let's get to calling out names. So the final segment, and Nick got you here for this one. It's our favorite segment of the show. It's often never imitated, never duplicated. There's some people who say stuff in the sports world and do stuff in the sports world that need to be called out. So this is the time when we do it. It's time for calling out names. Oh, wow. And here we go. My calling out names is pretty starting off. I told in our group chat, it's a salute to Travis Hunter. I'm calling out the college football voting awards committee.
Uh-oh.
So Travis Hunter, we all believe, is going to be a finalist for the Heisman.
Should win it.
And now,
Why does Anthony Davis have 9 points in the 3rd quarter?
well, I know it's halftime. I don't know, but I haven't watched the game. But I just saw that they're
Trash.
benching Austin Reeves. They're benching Austin Reeves for D'Angelo Russell. So something just ain't right.
What?
But
Y'all only down by 1.
yeah,
Well, y'all up by 1 right now. What the hell is going? All right, go ahead.
They was up.
This
by
is crazy.
They
I
was up by-
don't know.
They was up by 8 earlier.
Anthony
So
Davis pisses me off. Dude.
so he'll end up with 20 and 10 to watch.
How are you going to be mad after all that Thanksgiving dinner?
He's like, oh,
because I hate stupid stuff in sports.
So Travis Hunter, he's gonna be down there for the Heisman, but he was. Oh, he said can't. They said all 3 got hurt. Dang it. But
He
he.
said bad.
That's
Wait, what
right.
happened? Was it like a
Knee or ankle or something?
Am I
yeah,
the only
Kansas
one that
City.
just saw Georgia just get another touchdown in overtime? So we're in the second overtime. So we're about to go into like all of the overtime.
It's all 2-point conversions from going
Oh,
forward.
this is crazy.
Um,
Wait, did Georgia not get the
yeah, they blocked it.
Oh shit.
So
Where
Georgia
you
blocked
at?
it.
I'm a refresh because you're
Yeah,
having me.
Georgia blocked.
Hold on, let's see what
blocked-
happens.
They stopped it. So there we
Georgia
go.
get the 2-point, they win, right?
Yeah, it's a walk off.
I have right now 40-40 Georgia Tech, Georgia.
Right there. Oh, good coverage.
Carson Beck is like idiot.
Yeah.
What do you do, bro? You had number 3 wide open in the corner.
He said Isaiah Hartenstein came down on him. Out.
Oh,
Isn't it interesting that now that they've opened the field up a little bit, that all the SEC teams have really kind of not been unbeatable, infallible, and everything?
Yeah.
the advantage is gone.
It's now going to be SEC, Big Ten, but it's still going to have that SEC Big. Always have that bias. To me, always got that SEC bias. I know this being an SEC, having an SEC team.
Right.
But the Bama glazing is over.
Oh yeah, that's over with.
The
Yeah,
Bama glazing is over.
Well, that left was Saban.
I agree.
yeah. Saban glazing.
I agree.
Saban
Exactly what it was, because they shouldn't have been. I said it last year, Nick. We argued. We was hot.
There's no way Georgia should have not made it just because they lost to
Lost in the SEC championship.
No, that's whack.
And I thought Florida State got robbed last year because they did look. Would they have probably got lost in the first round? Maybe.
We don't give them a
But
chance.
we don't know.
They
but,
won out.
they did everything right. Went undefeated. They won the conference, and y'all just took him out because their quarterback got hurt in the game before the championship.
And don't.
But with having a playoff
Georgia as an
system
example.
and not having defined divisions, is that always going to be an issue? Because think about it, how many teams could make a case, even with now it being 12, 13 teams, could make a case of I'm 1 loss, 2 loss. Like, think about it. You're an Alabama fan. You're 2 losses. And now this is the first time you're not in a playoff. You have no chance of winning a championship game.
Well, now, with no divisions now, I think it's going to be like the Wild Wild West. So I think anything's possible. But my call out name is for the College Football Awards. So like I said earlier, Travis Hunter's going to be up for the Heisman. But you're telling me he's not even up for the award on his own?
Wait, what the fuck is going on? They
Now-
redoing it?
Now overtime, after the third overtime, everything's 2-point conversions. And
Yeah.
where he's throwing the ball to.
This dude is garbage.
So Travis Hunter, he is going to be nominated for the Heisman. He's nominated for the Chuck Bednarik Award. You know what the Chuck Bednarik Award is, guys?
What the hell is that?
Defensive Player of the Year. He's nominated for the Biletnikoff Award. Your boy, Fred Biletnikoff, legendary Raider, outstanding wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He's nominated for the Maxwell Award, which is Player of the Year. But he is not nominated for the Jim Thorpe Award for the best defensive back. Those nominees are Jahdae Barron from Texas, Caleb Downs from Ohio State, and March Boyd Malachi Starks from Georgia. You're telling me this dude is nominated for Defensive Player of the Year, but he's not nominated as the best player in his own position.
We can't give him everything.
And that's what my boy Trell was telling me. The other day.
Well, here's the thing. I don't agree with that at all because that sounds absolutely ridiculous. But the guys that are on that list, they are very good. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
They are, and I think they gave them, which is stupid in my opinion. They probably gave them a little bit more leeway because that's their prominent position. But that's stupid. I don't know. I can't process the thinking of why that happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just hate.
You can be nominated for the best defensive player in the country, but you can't be nominated as the best defensive player at your own position, which is insane.
That is one of those to me of just I can't give you everything because any sort of college football update you get is Travis Hunter just did this celebration. Travis Hunter, comes out in the lead as Heisman Award, winner and everything as he scores 2 touchdowns, all that.
And then I thought about this a few years ago, Nick. Candace Parker, I think her last year with the Sparks, or second to last year, she was Defensive Player of the Year, but she didn't make all WNBA defensive team.
Oh, so she put Marc Gasol.
Yes, they say have a Marc Gasol stole the award from LeBron that year. But I don't get it. But that's the only person I got for calling out names.
I'm sorry. Since we brought the situation up, that is the biggest hater moment I've ever seen.
Well, of course,
in NBA history.
Well, of course,
that was such a hater move.
What it is
between that and the dude from New York voting for Carmelo for the MVP. Those are the 2 most hater moves I have ever seen on a player in NBA history.
I was thinking about this, and I'll let you get your calling out names, Nick Reeves. D Wade is the greatest player in Miami Heat history, right?
Yes.
But LeBron is the best player in Heat history.
Dwayne Wade is definitely better than Alonzo Mourning.
I'll give you that, but that's at least a discussion.
No, it's not.
Zoe's on the Mount Rushmore for the Heat.
He's definitely Mount Rushmore, but no, he's not the best.
To me, it's D Wade, it's Bron, it's Zoe, and I want to probably say
Udonis. You gotta put Udonis just on grit and just he might really queue up.
He was their first superstar. I'll give him that. But no, Dwayne Wade is their best player.
Like I said, I'll give you that. I was just saying with last person on a Mount Rushmore. I'm saying you got to give it to Udonis of he really was Miami Heat of he might really queue up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Udonis has a run for mayor for Miami.
He can do anything in Miami. He went to Florida, didn't he?
Yeah. Nick Reeves, you got anybody for calling out names?
Who have I for calling out names? Yes, I do. I have Jackson Powers Johnson on calling out names.
Jesus Christ.
What in the? I'm a wrestling guy, and I don't. That sounds more like a wrestling name than anything I've ever heard.
Yeah, you ain't
Jackson
lying.
Powers
He's the
Johnson
center,
is he
he's the Raiders center.
Hulkamania at the Silverdome right now.
Hey, he sound like that sound like a late '80s wrestler name.
He really
Yeah,
does.
exactly. That sounds like a Saturday night main event.
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
sound like he could have went against Dusty Rhodes back in the day.
Right. I'll
Nah,
tell you something here, brother. I need to call out this Jackson something or other out here, brother. I'll tell you
You
something.
definitely do. You probably saw it at the Omni.
Right.
But
Did he take on the Von Erichs? Did he go under them?
Yo,
you know something? We're not going to do that.
Come on,
funny.
come on.
That is absolutely hilarious, but we're not doing that. That is funny.
No, we're gonna do this. Come on. Take the hook. Take the hook.
That was hilarious. No,
oh man.
if you know, you know.
Yes, you know.
If you know, you know. That is funny.
Oh,
But yeah, dude, I don't know what was going through your head, dude, but you definitely made a bonehead play that definitely cost your team a W.
mm-hmm.
You know, you only getting a little bit of a pass because you're a rookie, and that was definitely a rookie mistake. But this overshadowed your quarterback playing one hell of a second half. It overshadowed your defense playing one of the best games they could play against one of the best quarterbacks in one of the best teams in the league. So, you know, you can't in the future, dog. Look at your quarterback before you snap this ball, because your quarterback wasn't even looking at you. He was looking over to the right, waiting for the guy to get set to hike the ball. That was the whole point. That's the reason why the illegal shift happened. Oh, he got him. Hold it. Oh, they didn't call it. But yeah, that's who I got on calling out names. I honestly don't have. Oh, I got Anthony Davis for being a freaking hoe for only having 9 points right now. He probably has like 10 or 11 by now. But and Wimby for being 7'4", playing like he's 6'4". All right, y'all go ahead.
Big Nick, you got anybody for calling out names? So this is a segment where you basically call anybody in the sports world. We also do it on the wrestling side too on Wednesdays. But anybody in the sports or wrestling world you want to call out before we end the show, you get to say anything you want unfiltered and let.
If I could, if this might be my one chance to ever do it, to be Skip Bayless. I'll just say that.
Oh, go ahead. You can call out names Hall of Famer.
Oh no, 100%. No, that man is just bitch made as bitch made can get. But I guess if we're going this week, it'd be Eberflus. I even said it after this man managed to mishandle that timeout, mishandle the last 30 seconds of that game. I even said it before the game was over. This man better call up U-Haul, better call up, start sending out applications of, you're all but done here, my guy. They already got rid of the offensive coordinator, and now you're gonna fumble the bag this much here? No.
Yeah, so he'll be a defensive coordinator probably somewhere in a year. So he'll definitely be.
He'll be a college offensive coordinator.
He's a defensive guy.
Either way, he'll be a college coordinator.
He'll definitely not be in the NFL for a year. So he needs to just take Eberflus. He'll definitely be somebody's defensive coordinator somewhere. But that will end the show. So one more thing, my man, Big Nick, before you don't log off yet, Nick. Tell people where they can follow you, where they can find you, and what you got going on, brother.
Wrestling for Life Network on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We got a merch store. We got all the things, anything's 100%. Just click all the buttons. You'll find us.
So we have wrestlers to follow him. You follow Nick on. Where can they follow you if they want to follow you, my brother?
Oh God, you're trying to make me remember my handles and everything. The vitamins and the TH and the C's are too much in effect right now, my guy. But no, 100%. I'm just a guess. Yeah, I'm on the vitamin sandwich here.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Chance says it was a great show tonight. Good to see you back in studio, Nick. So Nick's gonna be here for a couple of days. He'll be back here on Tuesday in the studio. But what we also do during football season, we give our pep talks to our football teams before we end the show. So as a guest, we'll get your final words to Notre Dame and to the Bills before their game Saturday.
Oh God, I just gotta let you have this, guys, because I can't sit there and be like, fucking win. That would be
Yeah, we're
my
gonna say.
pep talk. Just win. Just do it. I'd be out there, getting M. Night Shyamalan of Shia LaBeouf of do it.
So I will say this: the Broncos. Obviously, Knicks Raiders played today. My Broncos play Monday night against the Browns on Monday Night Football. Go get a W. Look, let's go into the bye. Oh, fifth overtime.
Is that game?
It was not. I don't think so. I think they get another
If
chance.
Georgia doesn't win this, does this kill them in the playoffs?
No.
You're going into 5 overtimes into an unranked team.
They're still in the SEC championship game.
They still. I said it tonight. I think they just took this game off because they're getting ready for the SEC championship. And clearly, but this is not the game you want to take off.
Who would have thought though? 9-2 versus probably again and probably other 9-2 team or a 8-3 team is your SEC championship when normally that's your undefeated versus undefeateds of you got to win to make it in.
It's the landscape of football. It's the landscape of college football now, and obviously I know they want to. I just hope they don't try to add more teams. I know they talk about making it a 16 team. I might know. Just
keep it the way it is right now.
Let's see how it goes. 12 goes. Look, it took us forever to get the 4. Let's not just get everybody.
We're going to get Florida Institute, South Harmon Institute of Technology in as the 18th seed in the playoffs. If you know.
That's like
Georgia's defense is garbage.
They really are. Another 2-point conversion. This game is going to go all night. We'll be back on tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 6 Eastern, 5 Central. Sports4U Wrestling Survivor Series War Games watch along with me and Trail. We're gonna have the homies from Holy Podcast also jumping in. Our boy Big Drill from BRF Sports is gonna be by as well. Nick, if you're not doing anything, if you're wrestling for life, I'm assuming y'all gonna be doing a watch along as well.
We're gonna be generals gathered in the masses.
Love that theme song. Shout out to T-Pain on the cover too.
It's surprising as shit, by the way. Of no one expected T-Pain could do some shit outside of autotune.
I mean, if you listen to him, some people say he can really sing. It just auto-tune. It just sounded cool. He just made it cool. Really cool. Any bold predictions for War Games tomorrow, Nick?
What's up?
Any bold predictions tomorrow for War Games?
OG Bloodline wins, and then you end up with Dwayne out there realizing and exposing that he was the puppet master amongst the Bloodline 2.0 of Solo and Co. So we're gonna hear, if you smell that.
Final boss in the building. I agree with you. So tomorrow, make sure you subscribe to Sports4U Wrestling on YouTube. Jesus Christ. What up, Cash? He said Dwayne turns on Roman. So shout out to Cash, Humble Rose's podcast, him and Nessa, Angel Rose. Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Tuesday. Me and Nick will be here on Tuesday, recapping all the football, looking ahead to Championship Saturday and college football next week. And obviously NBA in-season tournament, NBA Cup stuff, whatever. But this has been a good Friday night. My brother surprised me. I knew he was going to be in town this weekend, but I didn't know he was in town tonight, and it was a good surprise. Mom's kept hitting from your voice. She kept saying, "Did Nick call? Did Nick call?" And I was like, I'm telling her, yeah, he's gonna be on the show. But he noticed he was pulling up. So yeah, we're doing a watch along tomorrow, Cash. We're doing a watch along tomorrow. We're doing a show tomorrow. You already know. But yeah, subscribe to Sports4U on YouTube, like, share, leave a comment, follow us on X and Instagram at Sports4U Podcast. Like us on Facebook, Sports4U Podcast. Follow myself at John Watson 0984 on X and Instagram. Follow Nick on X and Instagram at 99gorilla. You can follow Mark on Instagram at HiAmMark1 on X. Safe travels, bro. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you back next week. And make sure y'all following Nick at Wrestling for Life. That's WRASSLIN for Life Network, and on YouTube, X, and Instagram.
Yeah, no, show some love to them. 100%. Often imitated, never replicated, never do.
That's it. That's how we do. This has been a Black Friday edition of Sports4U. I'm John. That's Nick Freeze.
What it do?
That's Big Nick from Western New York. And we will see y'all tomorrow for the Sports4U Wrestling Watch Along, and we'll see y'all next week to talk some NFL. Have a good weekend, everybody.